Hi there, I'm Alan Windram, the author of One Button Benny, the picture book, and I've just come outside to do something with you before we read this story. What we're going to do is a little thing to warm up because I'm outside in the snow here in the Highlands of Scotland. So I thought we could do a little warm up before we get started with the story. So you all know head, shoulders, knees and toes. Hold on, I'll get my toes again. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. But do you know head, shoulders, knees and thumbs? Oh, no, well, I'll show you this one. We've got to do that. So go head, shoulders, knees and thumbs. Head, shoulders, knees and thumbs. Then it's a cheeky bit. It goes eyes and ears and mouth and bum. Are you allowed to say bum? Well, let's do it anyway. Okay, so go head, shoulders, knees and thumbs. Head, shoulders, knees and thumbs. Then it goes eyes and ears and mouth and bum. Head, shoulders, knees and thumbs. Great. Right. Rub your hands together. Here we go. Head, shoulders, knees and thumbs. Knees and thumbs. Head, shoulders, knees and thumbs. Knees and thumbs and eyes and ears and mouth and bum. Head, shoulders, knees and thumbs. Knees and thumbs. Brilliant. But can you do it a bit faster? Can you do it faster? Brilliant. Right, let's go a bit faster. Here we go. Rub your hands together, keep cozy. Give yourself a shake. Here we go. Head, shoulders, knees and thumbs. Knees and thumbs. Head, shoulders, knees and thumbs, and eyes and ears and mouth and boom. Head, shoulders, knees and thumbs, knees and... Brilliant. Give yourselves a clap. Before we go, do you think you can do even faster? Right, let's try it one last time. Really, really fast, really fast. Give yourself a shake. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Head, shoulders, knees and thumbs, knees and thumbs. Head, shoulders, knees and thumbs, and eyes and ears and mouth and boom. Head, shoulders, knees and thumbs, knees. Brilliant. Give yourselves a clap. Right, gonna go inside now and we're gonna have the story of One Button Benny the robot. And then later on, we might come back outside and do some robot dancing. Yay! So I'll see you inside in a minute. Bye. Oh, it was a bit cold outside. I've come inside to read you one of my picture books. This is One Button Benny, about a little robot. And it's not a Santa song, not a Santa story. But it's a cool story about a robot. So anyway, here we go. Here's One Button Benny. Benny was different. Benny was special. Benny was a robot. Benny had a bright red button in the middle of his tummy. And on the button, written in big bold letters, were the words, "Only press in an emergency." Benny had never pressed his button. He often wondered what would happen if he did. Benny had always known he wasn't like the other robots. They all had lots of buttons, and when they pressed them, they did wonderful things. Lots of great things happening when they're pressing their buttons. The other robots used to tease Benny, saying, "Here comes One Button Benny. Come on, Benny, press your button. Let's see what it does." "I bet it doesn't do anything. Does it even work?" It didn't help that Benny's mum made him wear a vest when it got cold outside. Every time the other robots pressed their buttons, they would show off, saying, "Look at what I can do, Benny. I bet you can't do this." Benny often wished there was an emergency, so he could press his big, bright red button. I see this picture, things are happening. Benny says, "He's broken a vase. Is this an emergency?" Or the TV smashed. Is that an emergency? No. Mum says no. Or there's no biscuits left in the biscuit jar. Is that an emergency? Maybe. One morning, Benny woke up. It seemed just like any other morning. He had his breakfast, he brushed his teeth, and he looked in the mirror at his big bright red button and wondered what would happen if he pressed it. But this morning, there was something different. There was something wrong. Can you see what's wrong there? That's right. Oh no, it's an alien. Outside in the street, everyone was zipping and zooming around in a panic, shouting, "Oh dear, what will we do? The collectors are here. The collectors are here." Benny had heard stories about the collectors. Scary stories that kept him awake at night and made him hide under his blanket. The collectors were small, hairy, scary aliens with green bottoms. Oh no! Who travelled through space looking for bright shiny metal. They would gather it all up, throw it into their gigantic crushing machine and turn it into teapots. The collectors had arrived in the night when everyone was sleeping and taken over Benny's planet. Oh no! All of the robots were crying as the collectors took them down the main street towards a spaceship and their gigantic crushing machine. "Help! We're all going to be crushed and turned into teapots. Oh no, what's going to happen?" Think Benny might have to press his button? Benny looked at his mum and said, Mum, I don't want to be a teapot. What are we going to do? Is this an emergency? Can I press my button? And Mum said, "Yes, Benny, this is an emergency. Quick, press your button. You're the only one who can save us now." So Benny placed his finger over the big red button on his tummy, closed his eyes and pressed his button. Oh! But nothing happened. Then all of a sudden there was a zing, a zang, and a very loud, can you all shout boom really loud? 1, 2, 3, boom! And Benny went zooming into space, flying faster than the fastest rocket, flying higher and higher up into space. He pressed his button again and bright blue laser beams came shooting out of his fingers and from the toes of his boots, zapping the collectors from behind, turning their bottoms bright red. Oh! He pressed his button a third time and a brilliant flash of light stretched across the whole sky. It confused the collectors so much that they all ran around bumping into each other. They were so scared of Benny and what he could do that they ran as fast as they could into their spaceship and flew away, never to return. Everyone just stood and stared at Benny in amazement. Then together they started jumping up and down, smiling and cheering and singing, "Zing, zang, zoom, Benny touched the moon. Zing, zang, zoom, his button goes boom. Zing, zang, zoom, Benny wears a vest. Zing, zang, zoom, Benny is the best." Everyone lifted Benny up on their shoulders as they sang and danced all through the town. Later that night, Benny was still amazed at what happened when he pressed his big, bright red button. And as his mum was tucking him up in bed, Benny asked her, "Do you think I'll ever get to press my button again?" And Mum said, "I hope that you never have to, Benny, but somehow I think you will. And with that, she gave Benny a good night kiss, turned out the light, and before you could say zing zang zoom, Benny was fast asleep. The end. Well done. Look, there's some more aliens coming to Benny's planet. What could happen? Well, in a minute, I'm going to read you the second One Button Benny story called One Button Benny and the Gigantic Catastrophe. But first of all, I thought we could go back outside into the snow and do some robot dancing. So right, get ready to stand up and let's do some robot dancing. I'll see you in a minute. Hello everyone, I'm outside now in the snow and there's a lovely view of the hills behind me, and I thought we'd do some robot dancing. So I'm going to show you how to do the actions. So first of all, you've got to dance like a robot. That's it. Then you've got to jump high, then down low, then turn around, and away you go. Whew. Okay, so when I say away you go, just dance however you want, okay? So we go jump high, down low, turn around, and away you go. And then you do robot dancing, where you dance like a robot. Okay, I'm going to get the music on, and we're going to do some robot dancing out in the snow. Here we go. Right, we're going to do some stretching first. Here we go, up high. Wiggle those fingers. That's it. And over this way. And over this way. And wiggle them all around. Right, we're going to jump high. Jump high. Down low. Turn around. Away you go. Jump high. Down low. Turn around.
Just let go and do
robot dancing.
Robot dancing. Robot dancing. Robot dancing.
That's it.
Robot dancing.
Right, we're going to stretch our legs. I'm going to go over here. Over here. Stretch your legs. That's it. Now then, wiggle everything. Just shake everything. That's it, shake everything. Right, we're going to jump high.
Jump high.
Down low.
Down low. Turn around away you go. Jump high.
Down low.
Down low.
Turn around.
And just let go.
Robot dancing.
Robot dancing. Robot dancing.
Woo.
Robot dancing.
Robot dancing in the snow.
Robot dancing.
Jump high.
Down
low.
Turn around away you go.
Woo.
Jump high. Down low. Turn around and just let go.
Robot dancing.
Robot dancing. Robot dancing. Robot dancing.
Dance like a robot.
Robot dancing.
Right, last bit of stretching. Here we go. Fingers out. Wiggle your fingers. Bring them up. And down. And right round. Oh. Brilliant. That was amazing. I'm freezing cold and it's been great fun being outside doing some robot dancing in my Santa hat, and I'll just show you a little bit round. Ooh, don't know if you can see the hills and the snow outside. Brilliant. So I'll see you inside for another story. Bye. Oh dear, it's cold out there. I hope you all enjoy doing some robot dancing with me outside in the snow. But now, it's time for the second story. One Button Benny and the Gigantic Catastrophe. And we'll find out what happened to One Button Benny after the end of the first story. Right, here we go. Are you all sitting nicely? Get those listening ears on. Here we go. Benny was different. Benny was special. Benny was a robot who hated washing the dishes. He would try anything to get out of washing them. Is this an emergency? Can I press my button? And Mum said, no, Benny, it's definitely not an emergency. It's your turn. Can't Sparky do them? She's really good at washing dishes. Sparky was Benny's cat. As Benny tried sneaking away, his mum shouted, once you've washed those dishes, you'd better get Sparky ready for this year's Cool Cat competition. Benny had almost forgotten about Cool Cat. Sparky loved getting all polished and made to look all shiny. As he stood at the sink, Benny remembered all that had happened when there had been a real emergency and he had pressed his big, bright red button. What an adventure that had been. Outside, Benny's friends were so excited about Cool Cat. They were busy pampering their pets. They would press their buttons and soap, polish and shining cloths would appear. Some of them even had a special sparkly spray which made their cats look amazing. Benny couldn't press his button because it wasn't an emergency. So he washed, then polished Sparky, and in the end she looked as sparkly and shiny as all the other cats. The next morning, when Benny and his friends woke up, something terrible had happened. All of their cats had vanished. They hunted all over town for the missing pets, but they were nowhere to be seen. They had just disappeared. The only thing they found was a mysterious note lying on the ground. Wonder what that could be. Benny and his friends all realised that their cats had been kidnapped. Benny ran to his mum and said, Mum, is this an emergency? Can I press my button? And Mum said, yes, Benny, this is a big emergency. Sparky and all the cats have been stolen. Quick, press your button. What's going to happen? So Benny placed his finger over the big red button on his tummy, closed his eyes and pressed his button. But nothing happened. Then everyone heard a loud clunk and a creak as Benny's button opened up like a door and 2 bits of paper dropped out. That's weird, thought Benny. This wasn't what happened last time I pressed my button. This must be what we need to save the cats. Oh, can't get the page turned over. Looking at the paper, Benny realised it was a plan. We all need to work together to build this, said Benny. It's the only way to get all of our pets back. On the paper were instructions on how to build a gigantic cat out of scrap metal. The cat had a secret door inside so that Benny and his friends could hide. inside. So everybody worked together, and soon they had built the biggest metal cat anyone had ever seen. Look how huge that cat is compared with the robots. The mysterious alien kidnappers soon realized that there was a gigantic cat that they had missed. So that night they came back to Benny's planet and stole it. Hiding inside, Benny and his friends kept very quiet and waited until they landed. One of the robots had turned on her light so that they wouldn't be scared in the dark. See them all inside, hiding inside the secret place. The aliens were really tired when they got back home, so they all went straight to bed. Benny quietly opened the secret door and everyone crept out. It didn't take them long to find their missing pets, who were very happy to see them. They were quietly sneaking away when suddenly one of the robots accidentally pressed his button and loud booming music started to play. Oh no! The aliens all woke up and started chasing the robots. The loud music was still booming, making them all wobble so much that they were all bouncing off each other, and they all fell to the ground. The robots, Benny and his friends, stopped running and started helping the wobbly aliens up. Benny said, "We're really sorry, but we just wanted to get our pets back." And the Wobblies said they were really sorry too, but they had heard that the cats were really good at washing dishes and they just needed someone to help them wash theirs. Just then, Benny remembered there was another page on the paper, on the plan, that he got when he pressed his big red button. He looked at the new page, showed it to the Wobblies, and they all started dancing around, wobbling happily, hugging all the robots. The new plan showed them how to recycle the Wobbly spaceship and the metal from the gigantic cat and make the biggest dishwasher they had ever seen. So everyone worked together, and afterwards they all had some lovely cake and washed their dishes in the machine that they had all made. Isn't that brilliant? Benny, how are we going to get home? Oh no, because it recycled the spaceship. Benny knew exactly what to do. He told everyone to hold hands and paws together, and then he placed his finger over the big red button on his tummy and pressed it. There was a zing, a zang, and a very loud, can you all shout boom really loud? 1, 2, 3, boom! And everyone went zooming into space, flying together all the way back home. Look at them all flying together, holding hands and paws. They made it home just in time for the Cool Cats competition, which Sparky's friend Sandy won. And that night, the only thing you could hear was the sound of happy pussycats purring as they slept. The end. Oh, look at these little kittens. They're having a nice piece of cake. And that was One Button Benny and the Gigantic Catastrophe. And earlier I read One Button Benny. Thank you so much for joining me for some robot dancing and for some head, shoulders, knees and thumbs as well. I hope you're keeping warm and have a lovely Christmas when it comes. Thanks again. Bye.